Pull up a chair.
Shane Gillis was never supposed to be successful. Getting fired from Saturday Night Live before you even step on the stage, and being canceled online before people know your name, would be the end of the road for most up-and-coming comics. But Shane Gillis isn't one of them, because when a comic is so naturally funny...
Mr. Trump, how do you feel about gay rights? I like it, but they're going a little overboard with the dancing.
so unapologetically themselves.
I mean, my apartment's black as shit.
What do you have in your apartment that makes it black as shit?
I can't think of the name of it.
Other people's stuff?
And has given us countless hilarious moments.
Look who's back, Shane Gillis, bringing a six-pack. So this is Chen. She's a transgender Asian woman.
Oh.
Success doesn't really stay away for long. Not only did his unfiltered style and fearless energy help him rise back up from any occasion, but today he's one of the most beloved comics on the internet.
Being healthy and having a sweet tooth used to be hard, but with Hungry Root, I can enjoy sweet treats guilt-free.
However, not everyone on the receiving end of Shane's humor walks away smiling. Because one thing that's certain is that Shane never backs down when anyone tries to come at him.
Sean, my guy's nice.
By the way,
that's wow.
These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
wait a minute,
let's bring it up and mock them. That's up, dude.
And if someone pushes him far enough, he has no problem humiliating them in the process.
Here's my order. Yo, get fired. Get fired. Yo, I will make sure you don't work here anymore.
Say order.
Real. You fucking absolute nobody.
It's your boy Lou Waista, live from Lou Extras, and these are the victims of Shane Gillis. But before we get into all of that, it's important to understand Shane's journey and how he rose to fame, as a lot of these interactions make way more sense with that context. Shane Gillis started doing stand-up in 2012, and while he was slowly but steadily climbing through the comedy world, most people didn't know his name until September of 2019, when SNL announced him as a new cast member. For Shane, this was supposed to be the big break, but that moment didn't last very long. Almost immediately after the announcement, clips from an old podcast resurfaced, where Shane had allegedly made racist jokes about Asian people. The backlash was intense, but by the very next morning, major news outlets were already labeling him a racist. So just 4 days after being hired, SNL removed him from the cast. But instead of stepping away from comedy altogether, he kept performing and instantly noticed a difference.
Do you feel like there is any positives from it over time?
For sure.
Have you started to notice any positives?
I noticed positives immediately.
Did you really?
Yeah, for sure. Like you go on stage and people are like, oh shit, this is,
this is who this is.
This is a guy.
Oh wow, so you went
I had zero. And then to like, oh, this guy's good.
Plus, the controversy brought a wave of new attention to his podcast with Matt McCusker. Riding that momentum, Shane launched his own comedy skit show on YouTube in December of 2020, alongside comedian and filmmaker John McKeever. And it turned out to be the best possible move for Shane, as viewers were instantly impressed by how original and genuinely funny the content was.
Hello, I'm Bob Isis of Isis Toyota, and we have a great collection of pre-owned certified Toyotas. But there's one thing I want to make very clear. Is that we have nothing to do with the terrorists over there in the Middle East.
That's something worth clearing up.
The good ISIS.
When you get fired from SNL and then go on to make funnier content,
let's put a pin in that.
Best sketch comedy
we'll revisit that
About
idea.
a year later, Shane released a stand-up special for free
Shelf it
on
all
YouTube,
the way in the
which
back.
sits at over 50 million views as of right now. Around the same time, he also started appearing on popular comedy podcasts like JRE, The Past Weekend with Theo Vaughn, and Flagrant. This exposure pushed him straight into the mainstream comedy spotlight. Netflix recognized his potential in 2023 and straight up purchased his second special, Beautiful Dogs. They also signed him for his very own comedy show in 2024. And in a full circle moment, nearly 4.5 years after firing him, SNL invited him back to host an episode.
I was fired from this show a while ago, but if, don't look that up, please. If you don't know who I am, please don't Google that. It's fine. Don't even worry about it.
But getting this kind of comeback doesn't mean that everyone suddenly forgets the past. Because along the way, there were people who had a whole lot to say about Shane when he was down. And years later, when those paths crossed again, not everyone walked away looking great. Even though some popular comics actually defended Shane at the time of his cancellation, most people from the industry simply tossed him under the bus. And one of the biggest names to publicly criticize him was NIKKIGLASER. When she went on the Howard Stern show later that month, she talked about how he deserved to be fired.
Should Shane Gillis have been fired from Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
I thought it was Whitney
I mean,
I don't even know what he said, but
it just wasn't. I mean, if I was caught saying those things, I would expect that I would not be on SNL.
She acted as if this was some kind of brave take, and she wasn't simply repeating the popular narrative online. And to make it look even more performative, she said that the jokes made her uncomfortable, which makes no sense considering that Shane was talking about East Asians and Nikki is a white woman.
Yeah. I know that's not the popular thing to say in the comedy community, but I was uncomfortable watching what he said.
Shane later addressed this on Ari Schaefer's Skeptic Tank, talking about how those comments made him feel, and how this real-life interaction with Nikki was even stranger.
Nikki Glazer did Howard Stern and talked about how I should be fired. And then the next time I saw her, she was like, have you gotten help? Are you going to get help? And I was like,
help with what?
What? Nikki's such a good time every time I see her on the show. Why is she acting like that? Yo, do me a favor. I don't care if I'm in this game for the next 20 years doing content. Don't ever walk up to me, especially in a nightclub, any kind of club, a comedy club, a bar club, a club, a school club, a library club. Don't walk up to me in the middle of a club like we're buddies and tell me, have I seeked help yet? You need help for thinking that's normal. I wouldn't dare. I'd ask someone if we can go get some coffee before I sit down or stand up and go near them and say, did you get some help yet? Are you nuts? By the way, I just wanted to ask, I hope this is you because you're using their content that you had to put it in 2 TVs. I hope that Ari Shaffir's show was not on 2 TVs like that. This is hard to watch. 2 TVs to watch some freaking a podcast. 2 people.
How are these people? Like she was like, it's like PT. Like yeah, it's like it. I was like, weren't you just on Howard Stern saying I deserve to be fired?
But these words eventually came back to humiliate her in front of
practically
millions.
said
because
if it was
in 2022,
job,
during Bert Kreischer's Fully Loaded tour, both Shane and Nikki ended up on the same lineup. So when they all sat down for an episode, you could feel the tension in the room right away.
Damn it, Nikki, you spilled coffee on me. This sucks.
Even if we don't get to do a show tonight,
First
I had
I
so much
gotta
fun
sit next
today.
door and now she
and
spills coffee.
it's nice that we get this hang because I was kind of getting sad because we have to leave at midnight tonight as opposed to having a long hang afterwards. What are you laughing at? God.
Barely a few minutes into the episode, Shane began brutally trolling her.
I like to watch the faces
Was he
of people
drinking?
around her when she's going.
And what do you see in those faces, Shane? What do you observe and what makes you giggle?
I see people's souls leaving their fucking bodies.
I do this for a living, Shane.
You both do, love. You both do.
It's really insulting.
When Nikki picked up on the bitter energy from Shane, she tried to smooth things over.
You know what? One thing about this trip that I've actually really loved
What's that?
is that I love this guy.
Pray
now,
tell.
and I think that I didn't know him before.
Yeah.
But considering how disingenuous it came off, you could clearly see the disdain on Shane's face.
And
Well,
we
he's
weren't
just
friends and
not
stuff
buying
on
it.
bad foot, but and I was like scared to like even be on this trip with him.
Damn it. Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, like just because I just don't want it to be that's not. But
Add some
I would
levity
have
to
been.
this
You know what I'm saying? I
conversation.
would have been.
When she brought up the fact that she'd
Hold
apologized to
it
him on
up.
Instagram, Shane didn't even pay any attention
Want levity?
and walked away while she was talking, making her look even more desperate.
Why do you shut up on that foot?
I would have probably turned down these dates if we had it made up on Instagram prior to getting on
I'm
trip.
so confused. How did you make up on
Nikki,
this?
we didn't
You
make
want
up.
to look at people's faces now, Shane?
Holy hell.
I mean, it's not awkward at all. I don't think Shane. I'm sorry I brought it up. We can totally not talk about it.
She eventually admitted that she was
I'll
embarrassed
be
by her
honest with you
comments
here,
on the
love.
Howard
You're the
Stern
only one
show.
talking about it.
I was on Stern and I said like stupid shit about commenting on his SNL thing. And I didn't expect to get asked about it, and I just said stuff I don't even know what I said. I wouldn't even want to revisit. I'm embarrassed of what I said.
And even after that, he kept poking at her, to the point where Nikki was looking visibly self-conscious and awkward on camera.
And
Can
then
I
you
tell
go,
you what I
let
found
me
in
just
the
do an
end?
experiment where, what if I was wrong? What would that look like? And then you go, oh, I kind of sucked. What, are you doing it again?
Oh, that's good.
Viewers were quick to notice this energy once the episode went live.
Man,
and they
that
were
room
fully
is
on
full of
Shane's
funny.
side. 8 minutes in and Shane crushed
That's what you're
Nikki's soul.
choosing to talk
She's a
about
little
right
too
now with
insecure
all
to
these
be
funny
around
people?
Shane. She should be. She
Shane
immediately
doesn't
threw
care.
him under the bus publicly when the SNL stuff happened. Now she's embarrassed that he's still around, and more successful and funnier than she ever was. But Nikki wasn't the only well-known comic who struggled to handle Shane's ride.
Who
Over
else
the years,
was,
Shane has
Louisa?
appeared on the Flagrant podcast
Let him
multiple
have it.
times. And when he first came onto the podcast back in October of 2021, Shane was just starting to break through. Andrewschulz, on the other hand, was at the absolute peak of his career. And you can see that difference in confidence very easily.
Today, we are joined by one of my favorite comics working today. Absolutely hilarious.
Yep.
Newly, I don't want to, you were already famous, but now you're famous for a good reason.
The right reason.
The right reason. Newly viral sensation Shane Gillis is in the building.
Let's
go.
Doing his 20th podcast in the loft.
Overall, that first episode was pretty normal. Just a rising comic sitting across from someone who clearly felt like the alpha in the room. But by the time Shane returned for his second appearance in October of 2022, that dynamic had shifted completely.
I see where you're going.
Shane had just released his Netflix special, which was performing really well. Meanwhile,
Beautiful
more
dogs.
and more people were starting to criticize Schultz's content and his on-camera personality. So during this episode, every time Andrew tried to assert his comedic dominance over Shane, it didn't land the way he expected. In fact, right from the beginning, Shane started poking at him by mentioning that he'd beaten him at FIFA just before the podcast.
Listen, I'm stoked for you. The Daily Show, I think good things will happen. Yeah. Obviously, we just played FIFA. You're feeling pretty good about yourself.
I'm actually still uncomfortable from that.
Why?
I had adrenaline going to that.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't lose in front of the bros in here actively cheering for you.
Come on, Andrew. They're cheering for
Were
you.
they cheering?
On the surface, it sounds pretty
Why not
harmless,
cheering
but
for
if you've
him?
watched Andrew for any amount of time,
Cheer for the
you know
guest.
how massive of an ego he has.
We all
You
know
can tell
you
that
want
that comment
Andrew to
got under
win.
his skin. because Andrew immediately went on the offensive, trying to take control of the room.
It's so hard going to my conservative family. Oh, my family's so conservative.
No, my family is not.
Lean back, dude. Hey.
Yeah.
Lean back.
Now, Andrew has a history of getting borderline disrespectful
pull
with
up my
guests
pants?
when he feels challenged.
Are you in a relationship? What's going on?
You're
Why
gonna
do you
love
look at
this.
me with these faces like it's difficult?
She can't control that.
Is listening hard for you? This is what it looks like when you're listening. This is you listening, right? This is you.
Please.
I'm not talking. What do I do with my face while the other people talk?
But this time, it did not work. As the episode went on, Shane only
Andrew
got more
going
comfortable.
off. He's on one.
All right.
Yeah, well, thank you for giving us the energy for the question we didn't ask.
No, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, excited
What's
about
your problem, dude?
I don't know.
When I called you today.
The harder Andrew tried to dominate the conversation, the more embarrassing it got for him. When he eventually crossed a line, Shane had no problem calling him out for it.
What have you guys been up to?
Shit, bro, Shane actually has been working out, dude. This is fucking
Let's see it. Hold on.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh, you look good. Is this for West Point? Congrats.
I don't think that's funny.
But, yeah, I see that. I see why.
Now, for a bit of context, Shane has openly talked about having family members with Down syndrome, and he's made some self-targeted jokes about it before.
Right.
My whole family's here, so I'll talk about them instead of anything else. Talk about my family. I'll tell you this. I don't know if you guys, if you can tell by looking at me, but I do have family members with Down syndrome. It almost got me. I dodged it, but it nicked me. It nicked me.
But the difference here was that Andrew tried to turn
Cracked
it into
my
a bit
shield.
to mock Shane by pulling up TikToks of people with Down syndrome. And instead of being edgy or clever, it just came off as lame. This is the kind of humor you would expect from a middle schooler, not a comic with millions of followers.
But that's not me, so I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say with millions of dollars.
Yeah, it's okay, dude. It's okay.
That should have been his clue to drop it and move on. But he kept
Should've
dragging
been-
the joke
should've been
to
cute.
the point where Shane started looking visibly annoyed.
By the way,
That's wow.
these guys are awesome.
Yeah.
They're having fun.
Yeah.
For you guys to sit here and be like,
Wait a minute.
let's bring it up and mock them. That's fucked up, dude.
Andrew's competitive nature just wasn't letting him back down. Not realizing that he had already made a fool of
Yeah,
himself
that
by
can
this
happen
point.
sometimes.
You're insulting them by saying I look like them? Or
We're
you're insulting me
you.
by saying I look like them?
This is you back in your victim thing.
No, I'm not being
No,
a victim.
not
I'm
at
saying the
all.
jokes you're doing is not, it's not like,
It's not PC.
that's not cool.
It's not
And you don't
coming.
even have to
It's
look
not
far
coming
to see
out
how
the way
viewers
y'all
felt
wanted
about
to.
it. A quick scroll
I know
through the
y'all not
comments
trying
says
to joke
everything.
on them.
Shane is an incredibly
Trying to
difficult
joke
person
on
to
me,
bully. My boy
but
Andrew
you're
tried
aiming
hard.
in the
Shane
wrong
truly makes
direction.
Andrew look
Friendly
like a
fire
soft
is
guy
going
who
on.
cannot take a joke. He has to always have the last laugh. Gillis makes Schultz seem like an industry plant. But somehow, the difference became even more obvious during Shane's third
That
appearance
guy
on the
was
podcast.
waiting to hate.
By now, a lot of
He
people
was
in the
itching to
community
get
were
some
already
hate
growing
off.
tired of how pretentious Andrew had started to sound. There comes a point in time in which these comics start to buy into their own BS wholeheartedly and become incredibly annoying. Dudes like Schultz take themselves so incredibly serious and portray themselves as some quasi-philosophers. More of this came from his habit of saying the most basic things and presenting them as if he had just uncovered some deep truths about the universe.
Like, imagine AI steps in and interferes with narrative and agenda.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
But when he did it during this third episode, Shane called him out
Yeah,
on it immediately.
Andrew Schultz,
and he
of
did it so
course.
bluntly, even Andrew's own boys couldn't help but laugh.
Maybe he had something there. Maybe he was
I
going
have
deep.
everything I need, and I'm not happy as angst. Whoa.
You got your nails painted. You look like an angst. You know what I mean?
I love Schultz
What are you
epiphanies.
talking about?
Schultz epiphanies are my favorite.
Yo.
He repeats a statement. He's like,
That's crazy, though. It's true.
it's Schultz epiphanies.
That shit be making you gas,
So
you know,
good,
right?
dude.
When Schultz
I know
has
when
a
he
you're
quotes you.
I did it, yo! I did it!
Later in the episode, Andrew tried the same thing again, saying something super
Yeah,
basic
he
about
rewords
drugs and
what you
alcohol.
said.
This is gonna sound weird,
And
but like I think
gazes
drugs
into
are
this.
almost
I
like a
look up
necessary
when I'm
component
thinking all the time, though.
to
I'm
dealing
thinking.
with life in the way we have to live it.
I am freaking
When I
out.
listen,
so
I
many
look up.
brands, so much money. Help.
Lock
Not all the
ties
time.
into Como
Ain't
Golf.
nothing wrong with that. It's just a good observation.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you need to do drugs if you're in Alaska.
Yeah.
Yo!
If you're in Alaska,
Oh my God!
you need drugs.
This time, Shane didn't even have to do anything, as Andrew started getting mocked by Akash instead. Shout out to Shane for calling
Hey,
out
bro
Andrew
is
for his
rolling.
bullshit. You know he had a talk with his yes
He's
man
like,
after
this
the
is
podcast
true.
to never do that again.
I've
Regardless
seen
of
this.
all of this, the relationship between Shane and Andrew still seems to be in a good
I've
place.
noticed these
Shane's been back on
things
flavor
are
ever since
happening.
then, and there's no tension or weird energy between them. But the same can't be said for the next interaction, because this time, Shane's opponent started straight up threatening him. This moment happened on Bobby Kelly's podcast, You Know What, Dude? And it was before Shane's SNL controversy.
You know what,
so
dude?
at that point, Shane was still relatively unknown,
Sounds like an
and Bobby
aggressive
clearly
pod.
saw him as just another struggling comedian. But Bobby came in hot, talking down to Shane, accusing him of being disrespectful, and acting like Shane should be a little more grateful just to be there.
I get all the young guys are laughing at him, but I don't think he gets the respect thing, you know what I mean? 20-something years.
It's like 8 people there.
How many you got, Verz? What years you got? 16, 16?
to shut a special, you know what I mean? #1 fastest growing special on Comedy Central.
It almost felt like Bobby expected Shane to be starstruck. Like he wanted a certain level of idol treatment and wasn't getting it. And as the episode continued, his desperation only got worse. Like just a few minutes later, when Bobby noticed Shane had chewing tobacco in, he made a huge deal about it, talking down to him and once again, framing it as some kind of personal disrespect.
That's a friend. He just gave him that.
Why? Why is it personal?
Spit? God. He's failing this. How is that failing? Because nobody likes to see
I'm failing your podcast?
No, listen. Nobody wants to see you spit. You're on camera.
Yes, you're being,
what do you
it's
think
on
this is?
YouTube.
I'm glad you watched the show. Well, if you watch it, you use your eyes.
All right. A tall boy of Bud Light?
There's 2 cigars.
No, but we're not smoking them, you dick fart.
Why am I dick fart?
Because you're doing chew on my camera, and now my fans
Everyone
gonna
that's watching this is gonna be like, yo,
spit
fuck
that
yeah,
shit
that's
out.
sick, this dude.
Nobody's gonna care, brother.
Shane's confusion here. He's clearly caught off guard by the sudden hostility and doesn't really understand where it's coming from.
I'm not checking shit. Get it out
Look,
of your
the
mouth.
guest
Spit
is
it out.
confused.
I don't want you in my- Sit there, watch. I'll throw up. Spit it out, please.
Did you not tell him much?
But Bobby somehow managed to escalate.
Don't do that. Don't act like that's a real thing. Did you not tell him?
And that's when everything went completely off the rails.
It's not a thing. You didn't tell me because no one ever said that.
You guys swap daughters and grind with the other kids too?
No.
When the joke didn't land, Bobby used it as another opportunity to patronize him. He tried to embarrass Shane by telling him to wear the bomb bandana.
I'm here. I'm out here.
Listen, hang on one second.
When I'm Hot in Here by Nelly plays, do you guys swap daughters?
Can you give this to him? That's called the bomb bandana.
That's not a bomb, dude. I'll stand by that.
Yeah, that wasn't a bomb.
Arguing that the joke wasn't that bad.
Nah, it wasn't that bad.
Looking back now, a lot of people on the internet agree with him. But at the time, Shane pushing back sent Bobby into a full-blown crash out.
That was a bad one. You took a hot one. Take a hit.
What was bad about it?
I don't know. We didn't laugh.
What? Yeah,
Nobody laughed.
You two are friends. You have no idea
That
why
doesn't matter. I laughed at you 10 times already.
All right.
Don't fight. This is the wrong with this shit generation. Is they can't take a hit. They can't take a hit. I've been smashed to shut the up. I've been smashed on my podcast. I take most of the hits, and I laugh if it's funny. One thing not funny. This dip spitting redneck deer. No, it's funny. It's not. You stink. You're overrated already. Shut the up. You'll never work in this club again.
From there, every time Shane tried to talk or crack another joke, Bobby kept cutting him off, calling him cocky and arrogant.
I don't know enough about Bobby to comment on his kind of comedy, but I know about life to say there was a little bit. You remember that scene when he looks at Gustavo, when Don Eladio looks at Gus and he says, "Oye, when I look in your eyes, I see hate." He said, "A little bit is okay, as long as you never forget who's boss." And I agree. A little bit of hate in life for certain things. You know, I hate the idea of me being stuck in the hood for the rest of my life. I hate the fact that I could go to jail for a long time if I decide to go back and get involved in certain things just to make money. I hate being broke. I hate having to apologize for something I said or did that I know I was wrong. So I'm careful with my words and I don't disrespect people, especially people that I deserve my respect and that I love. I hate when someone that I love dearly feels like I said something or did something that didn't necessarily represent the love I have for them. It's good to have hate, but you got to be careful with it. So the competitive nature in Bobby, if he's a comedian, fellow comedian, for him to see how well Shane is doing in life, nothing wrong with a little bit of hate if it's directed in the right direction. Directed direction, can I do that? If it's directed in the right direction, yeah, I can do that. If it's directed in the right direction, what is this, Scrabble? Just freaking finish your sentence and get the clip going. What do you think I am, Joey Bananas? Tremendous. But yeah, that was hate. Something about that was off. That was hate. You're overrated. Like, it wasn't like we were joking about the type of comedian I am. You're overrated. You're jokester. Like, it wasn't funny like that. It was like certain words were coming out of that riffing while he was freestyling. Certain words that he really felt were coming out of the deck while he was shuffling. Like, I understand the beginning. Just freaking take a bomb. You bomb, you bomb. Stop trying to convince us you didn't bomb. We didn't laugh. First of all, it doesn't mean we bombed because the 4 people here that work together every day didn't laugh. That's not a bomb. That's not how that works. The joke got to be bad. Just because y'all didn't laugh at it. And then one of the guys said, they said that last week. Pull it up. I'd love to see the clip of last week. Because if anybody laughed, that's even, I'm doubling down on the fact that you're hating. I bet last week when someone said it, there was a bunch of laughs going around. Now this week, Shane says it, nobody laughs. Okay, that's cool, but that doesn't necessarily make it a bomb. It's not like he's doing a show. And it wasn't a bad joke. It was actually probably more funny than I laughed at it. I kind of felt like hesitant to it. When I heard it, I thought, but then when it hit me, like, actually, that's funny. What do you got, switch? Like someone would go to the father and daughter dance. Like, no, I want to go. I want to support her. Just to go dance it's funny because I know how Shane has joked around, like his joke on Beautiful Dogs when he says, coming out of Rhode Island, and it's the little things. It's the little things that make a comedian. Like if he would have said, coming out of Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. I love New York. There's certain words that wouldn't have been as funny because I know them. We know them. I've been there. I understand. But something about Rhode Island, somewhere I never been, I know nothing about. I don't know anyone from Rhode Island. I don't know a rapper. I don't know a basketball player. Like, I don't know. And he said, out of Rhode Island, what's the age of consent? 15? Oh, that's gross. Why'd I gotta go first? That's funny. He does it way better. This is what he does. But yeah. So me knowing the kind of jokes he has about underage, it makes it funny because I see where his joke brain was going. Like, oh, do the fathers switch? That's funny. But yeah, man, I don't know. It was just too much hate inside of that. It was just too much hate. You're overrated. I haven't laughed. I didn't laugh at. It's like, bro.
Bobby didn't read the email. Bobby didn't read the email. Get your shit together. This podcast. Stop acting so cocky. You fucking cocky?
Now he's cocky.
All right, well, tame it down a little bit.
For those of you who don't know, Bobby Kelly is a very successful comedian.
You don't like that he's not
He's been around the industry
kissing.
And he made sure to hold all of this over Shane's head, indirectly threatening him that he could hurt his career.
Yeah, what did he mean by that? You'll never work in this again. This comedian, this.
You don't want to work here, do you? Where's my phone? Where's that?
But instead of firing back, Shane stayed.
That could be a joke.
Laid back, unbothered energy the entire time.
It's a nasty joke, but it could be a joke.
Spoke you up to come into the club. Everything I got is going into this kid working the stand only. That's it.
Save up to 25% on 2026 travel with G-Adventure's Great Adventure Sale. You choose the trip, then we do the planning.
I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if I got into the Comedy Store and I found out that this guy's had a few arguments where it's almost came to hand on hand. He just comes across like the type of guy you might end up arguing with. It happens. Nothing against him. I don't know him.
Go find out where that Pizza Hut is, because that's where you're working.
When the episode finally came out, despite all of Bobby's attempts to put Shane down, viewers actually enjoyed his appearance. And when the clip resurfaced years later, the public perception had completely flipped in Shane's favor. It's so funny watching in 2024. I have no idea who any of these people are except Shane. Shane is the man.
Me neither.
He just jumped on him for no reason. A bunch of yes men and yes women. But none of these moments come even close to Shane's next face-off. Because back in June of 2022, when he appeared on an episode of Barstool Yak, what started as a normal podcast quickly turned into the most heated on-camera moment of his career. It was a case race episode, in which every person in the room basically tries to finish a 24-pack of beer before the others. So it's important to keep in mind that by the time this argument happened, everyone was
See, wait till I get to where we're going, chat. I got y'all. I know the people y'all need to see together. I'm gonna do some dynamic duels that you didn't even think about. We need to get Sketch and Shane Gillis in the same room. I don't know why, but it sounds like a plan. And just to make it a triple threat, Theo Von.
Almost 1.5 hours into the episode, while Shane went to use the bathroom, Steven Chia, one of the producers and an East Asian guy, found out why Shane was fired from SNL and decided to confront him.
So Shane Gillis and
Don't play that clip.
Oh my God! Oh, wait, no,
All right, I'll wrestle him.
No, let's address that after the case.
But things escalated pretty quickly once Shane got back. You can probably guess how drunk this guy was, considering that he's struggling even to get his words out.
I can't guess.
When you were in the bathroom, Steven said to us, he didn't know the SNL story. And he said, "Wait, did he make an Asian joke?"
I was told he made an Asian joke during the
Say again, or just one more time?
Shane tried explaining that he didn't mean the jokes, but for whatever reason, Steven decided that this was the moment to activate his hero complex. He said that he was defending the entire Asian community, and then went on to threaten Shane by saying he watches WWE, so he knows how to fight, which was just as cringe as it sounds.
I'll be honest, dude.
ZZ's.
It's simple.
Look at Shane in the eye.
You have two options.
All right, for real though, when it comes to goofing around about Asians, when I got fired from Saturday Night Live,
you giving guff?
I for real was just joshing, dude.
You giving guff?
You're either giving guff or you want to wrestle right now.
What?
You have two choices.
You have two choices. Giving guff or wrestle.
No, I have to defend like several billion people. So you're either giving guff or you are in wrestling.
You're underselling it with
I
billions.
won't accept either. Before Shane answers, he should know that I watch WWE.
I just can't
Nitro,
stop.
And I watch Thunder, Nitro, Raw, and SmackDown. So whatever he accepts, I will abide by.
Even as Shane tried to keep things light, Steven kept pushing, saying he'd wrestle Shane.
Hold on, before you answer, this is either going to result in a fight between you and I, a wrestling match, or you're cool.
Okay, well, I knew I would.
Think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
I'm going to take my glasses off to wrestle you.
Oh, you're okay, will you?
I'll be in there in 5 seconds.
You can actually see
Will
Shane
you?
get annoyed here as
Okay,
he's
will you?
absolutely roasting him.
An absolute nobody.
No.
You think I know who you are? I don't.
Never heard of you either.
Jay, come in here.
Good.
So I know you're like a guy who's like an extra here at the office, and you're trying your best to like.
He's actually an extra.
Yo,
He's filling in for an extra.
Yo, I will make sure you don't work here anymore.
This should have been the moment to move on, but maybe it hit a nerve, or maybe Steven was too deep into whatever bit he thought this was, because everything got completely out of control from here. Steven walked onto the set and started threatening Shane again.
Oh no! No.
And this is where things could have turned really ugly. Shane had also been drinking just as much, but instead of reacting, Shane stayed composed.
Yo, for real. Yo, is this your office?
Oh, just say your order.
Hold on. Are these your office workers?
Yes, say your order.
Make sure this office worker isn't trying to fight me right
now. Say your order. Just say your order.
Eventually, staff members had to step in and pull Steven away. By the end, the entire situation turned into a genuinely humiliating moment for him. And just a quick look at the like to dislike ratio was enough to show how viewers felt about it. Truly disgusting that the show
That checks out.
This happened. Completely unprofessional. This is the most annoying interview I've seen in a long time. And looking back, it's quite obvious who walked away looking better. As always, it's your boy Luesta, live from Blue Extras, and I want to thank y'all for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
That's one of those podcasts that you see and you enjoy an episode with a Shane Gillis because, you know, you click it because you see the guys you like. And like 50 minutes in, you're like, why doesn't anybody talk about this podcast? And why is it only at 300 likes? Like, these guys are chill. This is funny. And then you see something like that and you go, no wonder. No wonder. Checks out. Chat, you know how bad of a host you gotta be to sit there while one of your employees is threatening? And not just threatening from across the room. Walks up on... Y'all forget Shane is from Philly. He's not entertaining this, bro. He's a comedian. He didn't come here to fight. He's not a boxer. He's not here to box you. He's enjoying some brewskis and giving a good performance as far as being a good guest. And you idiots are sitting around while you got this guy threatening about a serious topic, by the way. Because as much as it's funny that he got fired from SNL and what happened and he happened to blow up because he's good at what he does, as much as we can laugh about it amongst each other and then move on, you're clinging on to it like if you're going to defend people, and it could be taken real. It's a serious thing. Don't joke about that. Like, okay, I understand. I messed up. But you're saying you're going to defend. This can get ugly real quick. Not one person stands up. Like, it took Shane Gillis, the person who's probably 8 beers, that's underselling, probably 8 beers in, for him to be the mature one on your on your job, in your office, on your podcast, on your platform, for him to say, seriously though, this is your office, right? You might want to make sure the guy that is in front of me right now is not actively trying to fight me. Like, bro, are you kidding me? But that's just one of those moments where if I was Shane, I'd never go back there. It's not about second chances. It's not about, you know, maybe they just mishandled it. Maybe they know him better than I do, so they know he wasn't going to do nothing. It's not about none of that. All that goes out the window when it comes to professionalism. There's certain things that is professional, and then there's certain things that is just plain old decency. And there's no way I'm having a guest on. I don't care if it's not Shane Gillis. I don't care if it's, you know, Bozo the Clown. Like, he literally dresses up as a clown, acts like a clown on YouTube. I don't care. I'm not going to let someone on my camp start sitting there threatening him and then walk up to him and make that man uncomfortable or woman. Are you kidding me? Bro, chill, relax. And if you can't, we'll shut this thing down. And then we'll figure it out. And that starts to look nasty for you. Keeping your job, keeping your position, me sending you home for a week. What are you doing? Like, it's cool for banter. Cool, we can banter. But when you start walking up on someone, man, I hate seeing stuff like that. It's always someone that gotta go too far. Way too far. Because it's like, it's easy for that guy to go, I was drinking and, you know, I got crazy and carried away. Okay, but what if the other guy was drinking and decided to pull something out or get carried away? You did that. You walked us into that problem. What if I end up getting sued? Or more importantly, you get hurt or someone got hurt. I got hurt or someone got hurt on my watch because something was grabbed and then something was mishandled and it goes off. And all because it stemmed from you acting out. You have a job? Yeah. Are you doing your job? You remember? Denzel? Or not, Denzel, but Training Day. You got a job? Yeah. Are you doing your job? Yeah. We should play that scene real quick, right? It's one of those things. Leadership. It's about leadership. Remember the Titans. Leadership. Let's just watch this real quick.
You're gonna walk out of this.
That ain't it.
I am the law. All right, get some water. Hey, wait your turn, boy.
Alright, we found it. Why does that keep happening, bro?
Alright, man, listen. I'm Gary, you're Julius. Let's get some particulars and just get this over with, alright?
Particulars?
Yeah.
No matter what I tell you, you ain't gonna never know nothing about me.
Man, listen. I ain't running any more of these 3 days, okay?
Bro, what I got to say you really don't want to hear, because honesty ain't too high up on your people's priority list, right?
Honesty? You want honesty? Alright, honestly, I think you're nothing. Nothing but a pure waste of God-given talent. You don't listen to nobody, man. Not even Doc or Boone. Shiver push on the line every time, man. You blow right past them. Push them, pull them, do something. You can't run over everybody in this league. And every time you do, you leave one of your teammates hanging out to dry. Me in particular.
Why should I
Tell
talk
him.
about you? Huh? Or anybody else out there? You want to talk about a waste? You the captain, right?
Right.
Captain's supposed to be the leader, right?
Right.
You got a job?
I have a
you
job.
been doing your job?
I've been doing my job.
Then why don't you tell your white buddies to block for Red better? Because they have not blocked for him or for Plug Nickel, and you know it. Nobody plays. Yourself included. I'm supposed to wear myself out for the team?
What team?
What team? No. No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for myself, and I'm going to get mine.
See, man, that's the worst attitude I ever heard.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Come on now. Come on now. It's an interesting scene, right? Attitude does reflect leadership. It does. But he had the wrong leadership tactics. But at the same time, they were both making valid points. Block for your team. But what I'm supposed to do, carry the team? Or come out here and give it all I got, and meanwhile I got 3 or 4 guys that you're not putting in line. They're not moving accordingly. I'm supposed to act accordingly and you know, slave myself, put myself in the ground for y'all, but y'all not doing the same. They both had points. He ended up saying that attitude reflect leadership, though, right? Because earlier, y'all know the movie. It's a classic. But they had talked. They had a discussion about leadership. So that was like, you know, like a little jab, throwing just a little nudge, just twisting the knife. They talked about leadership. He's like, attitude reflect leadership, don't it? Huh? Chad, I gotta call it a night, Chad. Believe me, I go for another 2 hours. No question, easily. But I gotta call it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Alright? Attitude reflect leadership, right? Somebody gotta call the shots around here. That ain't bad at all. Get out.